So Dragon Ball Daima is officially here, and I know I may be jumping the gun a little bit, but in my opinion, Daima is starting off way better than Super ever did. Hear me out though, let me explain myself. First of all, in terms of quality, the first episode of Daima is far superior than what we originally got for Dragon Ball Super. That is, of course, until, they went back and made corrections, but still, this is starting better than Super did. So the animation quality, it looks better. It's just, it feels so good. Along those lines, it really feels like, we're getting ready to step back into the Grand Tour. And I don't know about you, but that is super exciting to me because I personally love GT. GT is great. I don't care what the GT haters have to say. It also gives a lot of nostalgia in this first episode because the beginning of it's really covering the fights between the Z Fighters and Boo. And I'm going to call it Z Fighters because it does go through quite a few characters. But what's happening is that there is a demon that is watching this happen. And it all starts with Deborah leaving the demon realm. Basically, we have this demon named Goma, and he is next in line to become the king of the demon realm, basically. So if Deborah dies, he benefits from it. And as we all know, because we've seen Dragon Ball Z, Deborah does die. So what happens here? Well, Goma becomes the new king. This essentially sets off the entire rest of this episode and the adventure that Goma's going to go on, because Goma is our main character this first episode. Besides the flashbacks, we barely see Goku or Vegeta or anyone else. Most of the screen time is dedicated to Goma. But to be fair, Goma really does, he gives off Pilaf vibes, like major Pilaf vibes. And maybe it's just, the small stature. It's the goal to gather the Dragon Balls and then turn the Z Fighters into kids. I mean, of course, he's a lot more specific with it. He says, first graders instead of just turn them young. So that does add a dynamic. And then it's also that the Z Fighters that are already children get turned into babies. So, Goten, Trunks, babies, I guess. I don't know, I would assume so. We haven't seen that much in the first episode. It's just the episode ends with the wish happening, and we get a quick glimpse of baby Goku and baby Vegeta. Well, toddler Goku and toddler Vegeta, but it's so cool. And the animation is great. The really only new thing is there's like a sparring session between Goku and Vegeta, but it looks so good. They are using dynamic action scenes that just fit great. And I am geeking out because we have new Dragon Ball Z content, or Dragon Ball content in general. And if you go through my channel, you're probably not going to see much about Dragon Ball Z, but that's not the point here. I love Dragon Ball. And so having a new show to just nerd out about and talk to y'all about, I had to do it. This show does look like it's going to have a really interesting premise, and I'm curious to see where it goes because there's multiple factors to that. So Goma goes to make his 3 wishes with the Dragon Balls. The first is to turn everyone who beat Boo into children because they are a threat and he doesn't want to be threatened. The second wish is to get the third eye, something among the demon realm. We don't really have an explanation for it at the moment, but apparently it's supposed to give you incredible power. So I'm curious to see what happens there. We haven't seen what the third wish is, but the brother of the Supreme Kai, I can't remember his name at the moment, he basically asks Goma if he can have the third wish, and Goma says, I'll think about it. So we don't know what's going to happen with that, or even if all of the wishes are going to go through. Maybe just the first 2 go through and then Goku shows up to stop them. I don't know how that's going to work with Goku as a kid though. Obviously we know Goku's going to still be strong because he was strong as a kid, but it's going to be crazy to see that dynamic. The really cool thing, the thing that stood out to me the most about, this episode is that it seems to be diving more into the lore of the Namekians and how they came from the demon realm. There is one Namekian left in the demon realm who has been there for apparently 1,000 years. He is the creator of the demon realm's Dragon Balls, but nobody can use those. I feel like they're going to have a lot to go over However, especially in regards to Piccolo, I feel like Piccolo's gonna get a lot of love, or at least I'm hoping so. Piccolo deserves some love. You know what I mean? Piccolo's great. I mean, that really sums up the first episode, and even with that, I am impressed. Like, I am ready for episode 2. That I'm so ready that I had to hop on this video unscripted and just yap at you. You know what I mean? Like, just yap. But that's all. That's all I gotta say. I am so excited for this. As always, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. Otherwise, peace.